What's going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. It is August 15th, about 2 a.m. Eastern Time, that I am recording this video. That's right, this is not live. This is a pre-recorded video, but I am going to try my best to be in the live chat when I premiere the video later on in the afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. Now, this is going to be a little bit of an update to our last episode, our business practice episode, which was number 4 that we did last week. Gonna give you a little bit of an update that I'm not too happy about. So I thought that I'd come on here and share it with you guys. Now, if this is your first time watching the business practice stream, this platform, this show is geared around collectors sharing their customer service experiences, whether positive, whether negative, whether it's through a retailer, a reseller, a licensed company, whether it be through someone on, let's say, a Facebook marketplace. The goal here is to have collectors share their customer service experiences so that we can celebrate the great customer service that's being given throughout the community and help work to improve some of the negative aspects of what's going on in the community in regards to reselling. Now, the end goal, a better customer service experience for collectors. What more can you ask for? Collectors making a more educated decision on where to buy their collectibles. That's it. Straightforward. The update today kind of goes against that, and that's what I don't like. I feel like it's almost like a scare tactic. Some collectors go into, panic mode. That they're worried that they're not going to receive their statues or collectibles. Comics, hot toys, figures, statues, everything's welcome here. But I feel like sometimes collectors are afraid to share their experiences, and particularly because of this example I'm going to give you today. They're afraid that they're not going to get what they ordered, that it may get canceled. And that's absolutely ridiculous. If I was going through a retailer or reseller who canceled my order because I provided feedback, I would never shop at that place again. Ever. Ever. I would never recommend that place. But let's get into it. Last week we talked about Collector Mansion Collectibles. Collector Mansion Collectibles store. Here, let me share the screen here. I was with Jarhead. This was last week. We were discussing Terry's experience with Collector Mansion Collectibles, and I'm not going to go through the whole episode. I'll link it in the description. You guys can go check it out. But this is a reseller that's hit the market. I want to say it's been a couple of months. Advertising really good pricing, shipped pricing, and so forth. But there's been some poor customer service experiences. Like I said, Terry shared his story, and unfortunately I'm going to share an update today that I just feel like is ridiculous. So some of you will know, again, if you watch that episode, Jarhead ordered his Hulkbuster from this site and it came missing pieces. So he had reached out to Collector Mansion to get a replacement or to see what can be done. And the communication was lacking. It took a little bit longer than it should, but regardless, a plan was made, and they came up to an agreement, and it was to which I found was really odd. What Collector Mansion had offered was a few missing pieces. Jarhead was just after the missing pieces to be replaced, but instead Collector Mansion offered an entire new Hulkbuster, the XM Hulkbuster, this one here. If you scroll all the way down, surprisingly, it's still on the website. So let's see where it is. Right here. So $3,999 USD. They, instead of sending the replacement parts, they decide to send him a whole new statue, which is unbelievable service to cover shipping and so forth on a whole new statue just for some replacement parts. It's fantastic. So they came to that agreement. When Jarhead had reported that he had issues with his Hulkbuster, he had asked as well, what is he supposed to do with the existing Hulkbuster? And nobody responded to him at that time as to what they would do. What had happened was, it got to the point where a tracking number was issued to him for the replacement Hulkbuster. Fantastic. Okay, communication errors, despite having the missing pieces, despite having difficulty communicating, and a little bit of a lackluster experience on that front. Okay, he gets his tracking number. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Here's where it becomes problematic. The tracking number gets issued, and about 3-4 days later, I go live with episode 4 of Business Practices, and I share Terry's story in regards to Collector Mansion and the poor service he received. And Jarhead was on the episode. He dabbled a little bit into his experience, but he didn't elaborate in any way. And even if he did, that would be besides the fact. But what had happened after that episode absolutely disgusts me with Collector Mansion. Disgusts me. So, remember, at this point, Jarhead, before our episode, has a tracking number for this new Hulkbuster coming to him. We do our episode on a Thursday, and he gets a message. Gets a message from Collector Mansion saying, before we can ship your new Hulkbuster out, we need you to send the replacement back. Which is fine, right? That's fine. Obviously, we know he has a Hulkbuster. That Hulkbuster has to go back. We know that. Even though it wasn't mentioned during the transaction at all in the beginning, before I went live, it wasn't mentioned. A tracking number, let's get back. A tracking number was issued without mention of what to do with that Hulkbuster. Now, we went live. Now, all of a sudden, right, we went live. That tracking number's issued. That Hulkbuster is already supposed to be on its way. That tracking number was issued. That Hulkbuster is already on. It's been 3-4 days. That Hulkbuster should be on its way already. No, we go live. Day or two later, he gets a message saying, we need the old Hulkbuster back before we can ship out the new one. What do you mean you need the old Hulkbuster back? You gave a tracking number. It's supposed to be already shipped. So, what does Jarhead do? Okay, Jarhead's a cool guy. Nice guy. If you follow YouTube, the statue shows, Jarhead's on a lot of them. He has his own channel, custom produced. Nice guy, respectable guy. I haven't really even seen a mean bone on his body, to be honest. But okay, you got to send the Hulkbuster back, even though he's holding the tracking. By Saturday, he sends the Hulkbuster back. Perfect. He's waiting. He's been waiting this whole time for this replacement of this Hulkbuster. He didn't go overreact on YouTube, nothing. Perfect. Packs it all up nicely, sends it back to Collector Mansion. You know what Collector Mansion does? Collector Mansion cancels the replacement Hulk that Jarhead's supposed to get and issues a full refund. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And in the discussions, references how we went live and badmouth Collector Mansion. See, completely missing the point of what this show is about. And I cannot believe that he canceled that order. Jarhead loved this piece, was looking forward to this piece. Okay? Gets a replacement, gets promised a replacement. And because he went live and didn't even do really anything, and even if he did, he could have badmouthed the company left, right, and center. He purchased the product. How can you go ahead and cancel the replacement product? When you stated you gave him a tracking number and said it was on the way. So that action right here, right? That action right here just seals the deal as to all the other issues that we're hearing in the community, Terry's story, where Terry was sharing his experience that he received the tracking number and was promised that the statue was going to be delivered on certain days, and it never moved. The tracking never moved. He's not the only one. There's other collectors. The problem here is what's happening with this, and when this comes out, is collectors are afraid to come forward and share their experiences because then they're worried their statues are going to be canceled. That is horrendous. That's horrendous. So yeah, they gave a full refund. Perfect. But I find it odd that all these full refunds are being given. Collectors are putting pre-orders. You as a company, is your goal not to make sales and get the deal? I see three or four of my friends, close friends in the community already getting refunds. I can't comprehend because they got to go through PayPal claims. I can't comprehend. And you know what the funniest thing is? They have tracking numbers on these. How do you issue a tracking number to a collector and then the collector has to go through a PayPal claim to get their money back? I'm confused about this. We're looking at the site right now. There's the Hulkbuster on the site. Which Hulkbuster is this? Is this the one Jarhead sending back? Or is this the one Jarhead should have received? If you have a Hulkbuster on hand, why is Jarhead not getting this Hulkbuster? Right? Why is he not getting this replacement Hulkbuster? Why is this still on the site? This is bad business in my opinion. Alright? Major improvement here has to happen. Major improvement. When I advise collectors, because I've had collectors reach out to me, how do you feel about Collector Mansion? And I've always respectfully said, it doesn't matter what retailer or reseller or whatever you buy from, always do your due diligence and your homework and protect yourself, right? Go through PayPal, goods and services. If you use your credit card through PayPal, goods and services, and have the credit card back it up through your financial institution as well, even better. But I'm at the point where I don't even feel, why should a collector uses PayPal, goods and services with a credit card and has to go through this on top of it all, do an investigation and wait for the funds and everything? How can I recommend a reseller like this? Now, there are collectors, I have seen posts on Facebook where collectors commend Collector Mansion. They say their experience was good, they got their statue and so forth. The thing is, I personally, and I don't know everybody in the community, I don't know any of the collectors that have received it. I know the 3 or 4 friends of mine in the community, or that I know that stream with us, that everybody that I know that purchased through Collector Mansion had a problem. Not one person received a successful product with no issues or no hiccups. That seems to me problematic. Like I say, I try to treat all retailers, resellers equally. So if there's something going on with one, we report it, right? This is open to collectors reporting it as well. I don't like this. I don't like the fact that you have an XM Hulkbuster sitting on your site and you have a collector who loved the piece. A collector who loved the piece and was ordered, did his part, he placed his order, he paid, he was respectful, and he's now he now doesn't have his piece. Why? You know, you got his hopes up with sending the tracking number, but why doesn't he have the piece? Because he went live? That's outrageous. That's outrageous, and that sets a precedence in the community that shouldn't be there. There's no room in the community for that. Especially when Collector Mansion came to the forefront and advocated for collectors, saying they're going to change the game, they're going to make a difference. This is not making a difference. This is taking 10 steps in the wrong direction. And I understand things happen, but this is just becoming too continuous. When I'm hearing collectors, you know, promise, what was the promise? 40 to 50 to 60 days delivery, and they're counting down the days and it's not happening, and then they're starting to think, should I do a PayPal claim? When I'm seeing 3, 4, 5 collectors doing PayPal claims to get their money back, that's a red flag for me. So that's what I want to discuss. Nobody should ever fear going onto a YouTube show or sharing their experience with a company. Nobody should ever fear that they might get their order canceled. That's outrageous to me. That's outrageous to me. It almost makes it seem like I've seen situation. This is like the third situation I've seen where a tracking number was issued with no movement on the piece. No movement, no update. The collector continuously responds and sends messages, and they're being ignored. Or there's the time frame is ridiculous between conversations, and I completely get that this is an international company. The partner with this company is international, I believe, in Europe. So I know I've had collectors ask me, and I say, hey, wait a little bit because there's a time gap because they're in Europe. There's a time difference, but it surpasses what should be allotted for that for a normal time frame of communication. I don't comprehend. If we look here, this is something I wanted to bring up. If we look here at the refund policy, here's the refund policy here. Right here. So damaged items / return policy. So damaged items. All items shipped from collectormansion.com are insured for their full amount. That's fantastic. If any item is damaged in transit, we will first seek to replace the item at no cost to the customer. If there are no replacements, the customer can choose 2 options. So right here is where I'm like dumbfounded, because if I go to the website, here's a Hulkbuster that's in stock. Okay, here's a Hulk. So here's the based on that return policy, that refund policy, here is a Hulkbuster in stock that was agreed to be delivered to Jarhead as a replacement. That agreement was done. Okay, that agreement was done. So if this Hulkbuster is sitting on this site, why is he not receiving this Hulkbuster? Why? Now, if we continue to look here, and it does say again, the customer can choose 2 options. Jarhead didn't have a choice. The refund was issued, and Jarhead didn't ask for the refund. It was just issued without confirmation. Right? Because he was expecting it via the tracking. So that's not cool. That's not cool. I can understand if there were no other Hulkbusters available. Okay? And they couldn't get a replacement and he didn't want it to be professionally touched up. Fine. I get it. That would be your only option, would be refund. But there's one sitting here. There's one sitting here right now. And even if it's something wrong with the inventory, you can't use that as an excuse because there was an agreement to receive a whole new one. So, what was the other thing that I wanted to touch on? Oh yeah, it came up that, especially with the story we were sharing with Terry last week, that this is very one-sided. Okay. As I say on every episode of this business practice, I'm giving the customer service experience. They will share the customer service experience. But my door is always open to hear the business side of it. I don't close the door to the other side. My door on this channel is always open to hear both sides of the story. It just seems to be that none of the retailers or even fellow collectors want to hop on the show and discuss that other side. But my door is always open. You reach out to me and we can have that discussion so that we can follow through, get to the bottom of why this is happening with Collector Mansion, and hopefully they can, rise up and become successful. Because with stuff like this happening, right? I can't recommend a company. That I see consistently PayPal claims needing to be fulfilled. And I don't even understand how PayPal allows it. If you have like 3-4 PayPal claims, I don't know how even they allow that to to occur. I don't know what their limit is to when they cap it and kind of pull the service. No idea. But hopefully they can turn this around, because it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in my opinion. And like I said, my door is always open. We can always discuss these concerns. But yeah, to cancel someone's order because they go on a live show, that's not a good business practice at all, right? This should have been an opportunity for you to take initiative, take accountability, apologize to the collectors for the experience, and fix it. And explain, hey, this happened. Don't give them the runaround. If you're working with a business partner, you and your business partner have to be on the same wavelength. It's not, oh, I thought my business partner was doing this, and I thought my business partner was doing that. That's not how business works. If you're coming on a live show promoting a company that you're putting your name behind, unless you want your name to be tarnished, I would really hope that you're on the same wavelength as your business partner. Because one blaming one, the other blaming the other, that's a bad look. And man, we're talking about $4,000 USD statues here. That's not monopoly money here. That's a big chunk of change. So with this one, I have to completely agree with Jarhead, and I think that this was a really mismanaged experience. So again, I hope they rectify it, and and you know, make it right. Send him his statue. If he still wants one, get it done and send him the statue. It's only right? He purchased it because he wanted it in the collection. You give it to him. It was already bad enough that it was missing parts, and now he's completely out of the piece. I don't think it's right. While you have one sitting on the site, that's not good, man. That's not good at all, in my opinion. But that's pretty much it. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just wanted to give a little bit of an update, and with the experience that was going there. I think Terry's going to be doing a video on his channel of his experience as well. And again, this is not to target or want any company to fail, but you know, as a community, you got to share these experiences, because at the end of the day, if you can help a fellow new collector, it doesn't even matter new collector, it could be an older collector who doesn't use social media or only watches YouTube or so forth, and if you could just help them make an educated decision and save them on making a mistake. And it's feedback for the companies too. I don't understand. This is free feedback. Take this shit and run. Take this feedback and run. Like, companies pay big money for people to do this kind of work. Process engineers and all that. I don't know, to go and figure out what the issues are. We're giving you free feedback. Be professional. Take it. Come on the show. Let's talk. Respectfully. Let's talk. Iron it out. What's the issue? Why are 4 collectors doing PayPal claims? Come on. Was it a mistake? You promised 45 to whatever it was, 50-day delivery? Was that the mistake? Okay, take accountability for it. Go live and say, hey, guys, we apologize. Go live and apologize. Take accountability and apologize for what's going on. So that I think collectors would at least have some sympathy. You can't go live, promote, buy, and then people are like, okay, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. We're going to try this reseller. And perfect, the money's rolling in. But then shit's hitting the roof. And nobody's coming on YouTube anymore to justify it. Or to say, hey, you know, guys, we're experiencing a little bit of difficulty. Have patience. There was an issue with the warehouse. Some issues with the tracking number. We're getting on top of it. But be rest assured, we're going to stick to our promise. Our service promise that I mentioned last episode. That's how your professional company deals with it. I don't think people would have anything to say at that point, because it's you taking accountability. But you just go silent, people dropping $4,000. Of course everyone's going to start to worry. And again, I'm sure some people have had great experiences, but with the people that are approaching me with their issues, this is what I'm seeing. So, we'll leave it at that. And again, hopefully they take this feedback and now they can do that and go live and kind of take accountability and give the community a much needed update, because I haven't heard any updates since these issues have been occurring. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will get this live as soon as possible. I'm aiming for maybe noon today, which is August 15th. And then we got Collectors Club at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, which is the same day. And we always have fun with the guys, so come and hang out, and we'll be talking statues. I want to do this by myself because I don't want to kind of bring this onto the group show, but it's been an absolute pleasure. We will catch you on Club, and again, I will be in the chat, so share your experiences with us in the chat. I want positive as well. It doesn't have to be negative. Give your resellers shout outs. I'm sure they'd love to hear it, and I would love to share it. So not just negativity, but positive interactions as well. Appreciate you guys. We will see you soon. Take care.